Hello and welcome. Today is the Monday prep. It is May 11th, the first ever Monday prep in the history of Rocket Launch Sports Picks. My name is Jonathan. Real pleasure to come to y'all live today. We had some great action yesterday. This has been very interesting NBA postseason, but wow, what a game that was in Minnesota with the San Antonio Spurs and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Not so much in Philadelphia. Let's go through those picks from yesterday, from Mother's Day. But first off, hope y'all had an amazing Mother's Day. The New York Knicks started off by annihilating the 76ers. They annihilated them by 30 points. 144 points is absolutely incredible. 53% from the field, but a staggering 25 for 44 from three-pointers, 56.8%. Even Philadelphia shot 50% from the field, well above league average, but they were absolutely dismal from behind the line, which says so much about what they did with the two-pointers. But regardless, we expected that Mikal Bridges would take more than 4.5 three-point attempts here. The Knicks took 44 three-pointers. That's almost half of the shots they took. However, Bridges only shot 2 of those. He went 0 for 2 from 3. Now, Bridges still had a wonderful game. He went 6 for 10. He played good defense, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals. He had a tremendous game, a plus 31. You can't question the kind of game he had. He just didn't really shoot threes. Got guys like Jalen Brunson shooting threes, McBride, Karl Anthony Towns even took 3 threes, Josh Hart's. A lot of those guys took far more threes, but Mikal Bridges really was not there from the three-point line like we thought he would be, and like I've seen him in the past. Philadelphia 76ers were just so suspect in this series. Just the way they played, they just couldn't find the right combination of shooters. They couldn't find the right shots throughout the series. Now, again, they did shoot 50% from the field. We got to give them credit. Joel Embiid, an incredible 8 for 8. But VJ Edgecombe had a dismal game. And he's a rookie. He's going to have to really adapt to the NBA game. He had a great season. He was right around 15 points a game for a rookie. If you look at LeBron as a rookie, he was 19, 20, 21, something like that. That was LeBron. He was a well-touted rookie. VJ Edgecombe is going to be a star in this league one of these days, probably in a few years, but he went 4 for 14 from the field, 8.7 assists. We did expect him to go over 15.5 rebounds and assists. Again, a very dismal shooting game, 7 assists, very solid. He got 6 rebounds. He was a strong player for his team for 30 minutes. Compared to his other teammates, outside of Joel Embiid, but still, it was not a great game for this Philadelphia 76ers team. A very dismal series. You just thought they would show more fight at home. They did have a couple glimpses in the 2 home games they had, but truly, this was all for New York. That series is over. New York is off to the Western Conference Finals. The Eastern Conference Finals. Let me get on to the Western Conference now. Let's talk about the Spurs game. This was an absolutely incredible game. Now, nobody would have expected Victor Wembanyama to get ejected, but it changed the game. Let's be real. Now, I was thinking for sure that Rudy Gobert was going to get a double-double once Victor Wembanyama got ejected from the game, and he did. Now, it was really close. He was sitting midway through the fourth at 6 points. The team was down maybe 4 points, and here I am telling myself, this is why you play basketball. If you're Rudy Gobert in this situation, you're at home down 2-1 in the postseason, and you are called upon to save the series. This is why you play basketball. Get down low, be an imposing presence. You don't got your countryman who's 7'4", huge wingspan, absolute beast. And he was able to do that. He got some big late-game rebounds on the offensive glass and the defensive glass. Got that and one with 3 minutes to go. Hit the basket inside of 3 minutes. Anthony Edwards obviously took over the game, but Rudy Gobert, you got to give him credit. I think people are not giving Rudy Gobert enough credit for what he did in this game, not just to secure the double-double, but also to carry his team. Now, do I agree with the Victor Wembanyama ejection? Absolutely. I mean, if he had two hands on the ball and he was just squaring up, then it would have been a basketball play. But because he only had one hand on the ball and he was clearly trying to shake off Naz Reid, clearly it was excessive. I believe the referees called it right. I know that's a huge talking point. Now, do I think Victor Wembanyama should be suspended? Absolutely not. I hope he plays the game 5. I think missing 2.5 quarters of a crucial game 4 was a good enough punishment for what we saw there. Obviously, Victor Wembanyama is a big human. That kind of play for a lot of people may not be a hit to the head of an opponent, but for Victor Wembanyama, he's just going to have to learn how to control it. But we understand 3 years, first ejection. It's not like this is a constant thing. Compare that to a guy like Draymond, which we can have a debate about that another time. Let's get on to Dylan Harper just very quickly before we get on to today's games. Obviously, Dylan Harper had to take a different role on the Spurs. And one thing I want to say about the Spurs in general was that I thought Mitch Johnson did a tremendous job making the adjustments with all the other guys in the 2.5 quarters that he did not have Victor Wembanyama out there. We saw some great shooting from basically every other player on the floor besides De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox went 8 for 23, 24 points, 1 for 7 from 3. But look at guys like Stephon Castle, 8 for 17, Devin Vassell, 6 for 10, and Dylan Harper. What a game he had, 8 for 11. And this is basically my talking point here is that I was figuring when I talked yesterday that Dylan Harper would get a lot of his assists to Victor Wembanyama. Once he was out of the game, I was clearly able to see that he was stepping up offensively, and he did. 24 points, an amazing 7 for 7 from the line, 7 rebounds. Great game for Dylan Harper, even 3 steals. But again, this San Antonio team, what they showed without Victor Wembanyama on the court, in my opinion, is something that Oklahoma City needs to be scared of. They're about to move on to the conference finals. More on Oklahoma City in a bit. Let's get to our picks for today. Before I do that, I'm quickly going to remind us that we got a code on Betr now. Betr is our first website that we got a free code for our members, for our viewers, for our watchers. When you type in the code ROCKETUPSB, you get 2 no sweat tokens. You get up to $200 back in bonus, and you get a new user free pick. Keeping that in mind for those of us who are getting into this, for those of us who want to dip our toes in, you now have this opportunity with Rocket Launch Sports Picks. Again, this Rocket Up SB code is a short form for Rocket Up Your Sports Picks. That is our theme. Anyways, our picks for today. Let's get on to it. Detroit is playing a game trying to take a 3-1 lead on the road. Ausar Thompson is a very versatile player. He is a hard worker. I expect him to go over 2.5 offensive rebounds. On to Jarrett Allen. Jarrett Allen is another player for Cleveland that you can call a dark horse to step up, especially in ways outside of points and assists. He's a center. He is bound to get over 8.5 rebounds. On to the Thunder game and Isaiah Hartenstein. He has been a very excellent player in this series. He's very efficient on offense. He is getting steals. He's getting rebounds. He is doing an absolutely excellent job all around for Oklahoma City. He is making this Thunder team dangerous. And in this closeout game 4 where the Lakers are trying to simply survive and Oklahoma City is just going to play loose, I think Isaiah Hartenstein is going to come out strong and get 11.5 first half rebounds and assists. Then on to Marcus Smart, a guy who I also see as someone who's really going to have to step up to save the season in the rebound and assist department. He is bound to go over 7.5 rebounds and assists. Let's get to the analysis now. And Ausar Thompson. Ausar Thompson, again, hardworking player. I absolutely like his twin brother, Amen Thompson, as a Houston Rocket. Again, I'm a Houston guy. I support my Houston teams here. But Ausar Thompson has been a key for the Pistons. He has done this in 9 of his last 10 games. And if you look at his last 20, he is, again, has a more of a previous trend of having 1 or 2 offensive rebounds. But you can see games even way back when he had 5 offensive rebounds dating back to the end of the regular season. Throughout the 2025 year, he has been able to do it in 43% of his games. Again, not tremendously much, but you can see they do come in bunches. You can see 3 consecutive games on certain times, 2 consecutive games. But you can also see on the very right-hand side of this chart, this is the best run he's been having at offensive rebounds. Jarrett Allen is going to do a great job on the glass. I do agree. Again, we're going to talk more about Jarrett Allen and who we're going up against. But Ausar Thompson, in his position as a small forward, he has been crashing the boards very well. Bickerstaff and the coaching staff have been using him very well. He is going to continue his streak, and he's going to go over 2.5 offensive rebounds here in this Game 4 in Cleveland. Let's talk about Jarrett Allen going over 7.5 rebounds. That is also a favorite throughout our betting websites. You can see -125 all the way down to -150. So again, a slight favorite to go over 7.5 rebounds across multiple of our betting sites. He has done that in 2 of his last 10 games, but you can see in the 2 games he's done it, they've been very convincing. 15 rebounds, 19 rebounds. We know for sure he can be a big rebounder for this team. A previous trend is there. He has been able to do it, even though he's done it in 2 of his last 10, he has been able to do it in 7 of the previous 10 before that. That dates back to the end of the regular season. That dates back to the series in Toronto. At least the series in Toronto in the beginning of it. Now, the first game he was relatively close. He did get 1 or 2 of them in the series in Toronto. But again, he needs his first big rebounding game of this series here against Detroit. He is bound to get it. Looking at the head-to-head, he has not done in his last 4 against Detroit. But if you go back to some of the games earlier in the year, earlier in the regular season, he's been able to crush it against Detroit. Again, he's kind of fallen off recently in terms of his rebounding. But I think Game 4, when you look at what Rudy Gobert did when he had to save the season at home, he's in a very similar situation as Rudy Gobert was in yesterday's games. And here we are. Jarrett Allen, he needs to step up for his team. He needs to rebound. And the coaching staff for sure is going to make it clear to him. I can see him being in the 3rd and 4th quarter in that similar spot as Rudy Gobert. He's going to step up for the team, and he is going to give Cleveland a better chance to win. Let's go to Isaiah Hartenstein in the Oklahoma City matchup that we are going to see later in the evening in Los Angeles. Isaiah Hartenstein has been a pace setter for the team, especially in some of those games where SGA has not played very well. We expect him to set the tone and get over 11.5 first half points, rebounds, and assists. He has done that in 2 of his last 4 games, including Game 2 of the series. He hadn't done it in the previous series against the Suns. Now, Suns are a little bit of a different kind of team in the way that they defend, in their composition. They are, Isaiah Hartenstein being a center, yes, the Suns are less of a size team, but they're still a more defensively intense team. And against the Lakers, he's been able to adapt better in his overall game, in his points, rebounds, and assists. And we expect to see more of that trend. You will go to 2025, he has done it in 50% of his games. 27 of his 54 games, that's really not bad. He's really somebody who, when he's on, he's on. You can see in some of the left-hand side of the chart, he has had streaks where he starts off strong in the first half. He's been doing that very well recently, and he is bound to do it again and help OKC close out the Los Angeles Lakers, who clearly are in shambles right now. JJ Redick's having a hard time getting the best out of the players that he has without Luka Doncic, without some key guys for the Los Angeles Lakers. Let's go to one key Laker who needs to step up, Marcus Smart, bound to go over 7.5 rebounds and assists in this game. He has done that in 7 of his last 10 games. You can see 2 of the games that he didn't do it in, he narrowly missed it. And he's also had games where he's commandingly gone over 7.5 rebounds. You can see 12, 14, 11. You go to the last 20 games. Yes, there's a previous trend of him not getting so many rebounds and assists. That dates back to the end of the regular season, most of the month of March. But once he got going in that last series against the Rockets, he got going. And then He has carried that into this OKC series. You can see in the first 2 games of the series, he did it. Not quite so much at home in Game 3. He is bound to do it at home again, given that he was able to do it on the road twice in Oklahoma City. Expect Marcus Smart to be someone who steps up for the Lakers. You look at the head-to-head games, yes, you see it's just Game 1 and Game 2 of the series speaking, but I think in this context, given the injury situation, given his role on the team, that context speaks loudly enough for Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart is a guy who needs to step up for the Lakers alongside LeBron James, alongside Rui Hachimura. We've talked about all the different ways in which JJ Redick has had to use his players, but I think JJ Redick is really going to help Marcus Smart get into this, really facilitate the game, get some solid looks for his players, and he can be someone, and we've seen what he can do on the Celtics when in some of those postseason runs. He can be a facilitator in big games. He will be just that in this Lakers game. That is all we got for today. Again, looking ahead, once we get one NBA playoff game, which is going to happen tomorrow because the Knicks series is over, we're going to put in some Major League Baseball. We're going to debut some Major League Baseball here in the second week of Rocket Launch Sports Picks. I am very excited for that. I know plenty of baseball fans out there who are going to love some of our picks. It is early in the season, but still, baseball stats are great stats. That's why the analytics started way back when and everything else. Anyways, I hope for now we enjoy the NBA games. Let's see if the Lakers can stay alive. Let's see what happens in our Eastern Conference. It will be a fun one tonight. Let's get it.